Chicago 3 is the third studio album by American rock band Chicago and was released in 1971. It was the band's third consecutive double album of new studio material in less than 2 years. Production. In the wake of Chicago's enormous worldwide success, Chicago spent almost all of 1970 on the road, an exhaustive undertaking. When the band came to record Chicago 3 in the middle of the year, which producer James William Guascio had already determined would be another double, they were physically drained. Their long hours on the road gave the principal songwriters, Robert Lamm, Terry Kath and James Pankow, much food for thought, resulting in more serious subject matter, which contrasted with the positivity of their first two sets. Lamm documented his homesickness in the travel suite, while Pankow bemoaned the winning battle of industry over nature in the instrumental elegy suite. While Kath's multi-part An Hour in the Shower provides a reprieve from the sobering explorations elsewhere, Chicago 3 was undeniably the result of a band who had seen the flip side of the world over the last several months. Chicago 3 is also notable for its variety of musical genres, with the band relying slightly less on their trademark horns. Both Sing a Mean Tune Kid and Free feature the influence of funk, What Else Can I Say, and Flight 602 have a country feel, while abstract qualities are found in Free Country and Progress. Released in January 1971, initially on Columbia Records, Chicago 3, their first album to sport a Roman numeral in its title, sold well upon its release, yet its paucity of big hit singles and its more experimental nature meant that it didn't wear as well with the masses as the Chicago Transit Authority in Chicago did. Free was a top 20 hit, and Peter Cetera's Lowdown reached the top 40. And while Chicago 3 marked a dwindling in UK fortunes, reaching number 9 in a brief chart run, it provided Chicago with their highest charting disc yet in the US, going to number 2. Included with the album was a poster of the band dressed in the uniforms of America's wars, standing in front of a field of crosses, representing those who had died in the still ongoing Vietnam War. It also gave the number of casualties from each war up until the time of the album's release. In 2002, Chicago 3 was remastered and reissued on one CD by Rhino Records. Chicago 3 reached number 2 in the US during a chart stay of 63 weeks. It also peaked at number 9 in the UK. Track listing. Personnel: Peter Cetera Euro bass guitar, lead and backing vocals, pedal steel guitar, Terry Kath Euro electric and acoustic guitars, lead and backing vocals, Robert Lamm Euro acoustic piano, Wurlitzer electric piano, Hammond organ, Honor pianette, lead and backing vocals, tack piano, vibraphone, Celesta, Lee Lufnin Euro trumpet, James Pankow Euro trombone, brass arrangements, Walter Parry's Leader Euro saxophones, flute, Danny Serafina Euro drums, percussion, Tim Bales. Production, produced by James William Guascio, engineered by Don Pullis and S.Y. Mitchell, recorded by Lou Waxman and Willie Greer, logo designer Euro Nick Fasciano, album designer Euro John Berg, flag designer Euro Natalie Williams, photography Euro Sandy Spiza, poster photo Euro Steve Horn and Norm Grinner, lettering Euro Annette Kawecki and Melanie Marder for Lasidon Productions. References